Good morning, Spartans. Welcome back to a video tutorial, and this one is on the offset path. You will be doing the offset path project today, and you can use this video for review. Okay, so this is going to be a 5x5, first initial, last name, underscore, and of course offset path. It's going to be the basic CMYK 5x5. Click OK. Be sure to access the assignment page. As you know, everything on that assignment page needs to be checked, followed, and completed. Alright. You must show evidence of using the offset path function. Of course you do, since that's the project name. You must show a minimum of 4 separate offset paths. You must show evidence of a drop shadow on the object. You must show evidence of a shine using the opacity mask. You must show evidence of high contrasting colors between paths. You must show evidence of custom design letters. And you may or may not put a background color under your word. It's up to you. You will be using your first and last name as the 2 words. So that means you will have 2 separate designs, and I recommend that you use 2 layers for this. Okay. Now, what I typically do is I take out the layers palette so I can easily see those layers. Very, very important. I'm going to go ahead and bring down the color color swatches, also the transparency palette, and we also need the pathfinder. We don't need it except for one function. You'll see that later. Okay, and I think that's good. So we will do x/x, bring back the full the color fill rather. I'm going to change that to black, and I will go ahead and type out the word vector. You're going to want to do a all caps word. I'm going to go ahead and stretch that out, and I'm going to choose a different font. Now I like Impact. You may choose a different one, but again, I recommend something quite bold. Okay, after that, we're going to right-click, create outlines. If you look in your layers palette, you'll notice that after you create outlines, it groups all of your compound paths together. We want to ungroup that, however. So I'm going to right-click and ungroup. Then I'm going to go over to my scale, or my free transform tool, letter E on the keyboard, and I'm going to hold down my control to get my black arrow, and I'm going to arrange my letters, and those letters can be arranged in any manner, but I recommend that you fuse them together like so. It makes the overall look much more interesting. Again, making those letters too far apart will not give it a good look. Okay, don't forget. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the corner, then I'm going to hold down Control, and I'm going to distort those letters. So I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to work on this and then come back. Okay, so I spent a couple minutes on that. And as you see, I have custom letters. I'm going to choose all of them. Then I'm going to go into my Pathfinder, and choose Add to Shape. And then I'm going to expand it. And if you look in my Layers palette, you'll see a compound path, a single compound path. Okay. Now, I'm going to choose a different color. I'm going to choose this purple color. It doesn't have to be black, that first path, but this one is purple, and now I'm going to go up to Object, go down to Path, and over to Offset Path. because I don't understand this decimal, I'm going to go ahead and go to 2 PT for points. I'm going to hit preview and I'll click OK. You'll see in my layers palette I have 2 paths. I'm going to click on the bottom one and I'm going to change the color. Choose a color that has good contrast. So you can see those 2 colors work well. Okay? Alright. I'm going to go back up to Object, Path, Offset Path, and I'm going to go ahead and choose 3 points this time. You can choose any amount you want. It's up to you. Whatever you think looks good. I'm going to go ahead and choose this teal color blue, and I'm going to go ahead and go back up to Object, Path, Offset Path for the 3rd time, and I'm going to choose 4 PT, and I'm going to hit preview and say OK, and then I'm just going to click and make sure I only have that bottom path selected. I'm going to change the color. So far so good. Now the requirements call for at least 4 compound paths, so I'm going to do my last one and go up to Object Path and Offset Path and choose 5 PT, 5 points. Click preview, say OK, and I'm going to choose my last color, and it's going to be black. Oops, undo. As you can see, I forgot to choose just the bottom path. Now I'm going to choose black, and looks good. I should say so myself. Alright, now I have my first object. Okay, I'm going to go to that bottom path, and I'm going to go to Effect, Stylize, Drop Shadow. I'm going to hit the preview, see what that looks like, and I like the default setting. Actually, it's not the default setting, it's whatever I did last, and I think 0.03 is 2 points. Let me try that. 2 PT, hit enter. It looks like it is. Okay, so I'm going to keep that. Looks good. Now I'm going to go ahead and lock those bottom 4 paths, because now I'm going to put that shine on there. So I'm going to select that top purple vector word, and I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to do Control C. Okay. I'm going to go to my transparency window now. I can get rid of this pathfinder. I don't need that anymore. So I'm going to close that out. And that way I have more room. So I'm going to go ahead and double click the transparency, and I can see the preview says vector, means it's selected. I already did Control C. Now I'm going to go ahead and drag out an oval. And so I'm going to make sure it's wide enough to fit around my object, and I'm going to make sure that the curvature goes roughly halfway down. Then this I'm right now in the preview mode, but now I'm going to go to this right side over to the opacity mask. I'm going to double click it, and that should make that object disappear because we have black which hides it. So now I'm going to do Control F to paste, and you can see the word right there. I'm going to change that to white. Then I'm going to come back to that ellipse, and I'm going to choose white to black gradient. Okay? After I choose that default white to black linear gradient, I'm going to go into my gradient palette. It should be right there next to your transparency palette. I'm going to double click that, and I'm going to choose 90 degrees for my angle. And I'm going to hit return. Okay. Then I'm going to drag this diamond slider down, and what that does is it adjusts the gradient, so you can see that. Now you can manually do it by using the gradient tool, but I find that this is you'll have much more control if you go into the gradient palette slider. Now, I prefer that it doesn't go white to gray because we want it to actually have that purple color. Okay, remember this is a shine, so we want to give that effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go take the purple that I'm using for my front letter face, and I'm going to take it right here out of the swatches. I'm going to actually drag it right onto that color stop that's black. Okay, and I'm going to release, and you can see that makes more sense. Now we did the white to black before because I remember our front letter face was black. Okay, this is the effect we're after. Now the thing that you would do is your first and last name. So I'm going to go ahead and close this layer, and you would want to go ahead and add a new layer. So if layer 1 is your first name, then maybe layer 2 is your second name. I would even go as far as locking that layer 1, turning off the eyeball, and then working on layer 2 for your second name. I'm going to pause the video and create something else, and when I come back you'll see the result. Okay, so I went ahead and added a new layer, as you know, and I added another word. So this is the fictitious character Joe Vector. Okay, so as you can see in my layers palette, I've got 2 layers. I might go ahead and select all of them and just resize it so it fits. It doesn't look like I selected all of them, so let's see what I got. Oh, that's because I forgot to unlock it. Okay, let's do that again. Select all, and then resize it, and that's pretty much it. And if you want to go ahead and add a new layer, drop it down below. You can go ahead and again, this is optional, but perhaps maybe a lighter color, maybe a neutral based color, and I just drag out a rectangle, and it looks pretty good. I like that color. Neutral colors work. That helps show the main colors in your objects. Okay, so that concludes the tutorial on offset path. Good luck. Please read all the assignment details so that you can get your very top grade. Thank you.